So I'm just scanning around with my binos as well, just to see if there's any sign of anything. I can't see anything of interest at this stage, although it looks like a few baboons that are starting to come down. But if the baboons are around, then generally not too many predators would be around. They're quite far in the distance though, Dave, so straight across the open area. Yeah, pretty much straight there. You'll see them there just to the right. If you go to the right slightly, there they are. So they're just coming through the grass as well and having a bit of a feed as they go. So they'll walk around now. They would have come down from where they've been roosting during the day, the evening, sorry, and they've now come down to start looking for food. And so they walk through the grasses and they look for any fruits or seeds that they can possibly feed off. They'll also go after roots, and then if they find any meat, they will also eat that. So you find sometimes these big male baboons, they'll grab like scrub hares or baby impalas and those kind of things, and they'll eat that as well. So an omnivorous diet, and they scratch around looking for anything that they can. But like I say, if they're roaming around here, then in all likelihood there's not too much of a threat of predation. Baboons have really good eyesight, so they'll be able to pick up any sign of a predator from quite far away. So I would be very surprised if there was any cheetah on the open area today. It's all very peaceful. Normally baboons at this time of the day with this cooler weather are running around like hooligans, and little babies are playing. But they all seem very relaxed and very peaceful this morning. And just judging by the zebras as well, they're also very relaxed, so I highly doubt there's any predator here. But you can see, look how they're pulling the grass at the moment, and they're just stripping off the seeds. So this grass is at the moment, especially down here where there's been a bit more rain, there'll be a really nice layer of seeds on the tops of the grass, and a lot of those seeds are packed full of vitamins and oils, and so they're just grabbing the strand of grass and then they'll pull it through and actually eat those little seeds. Also, they'll be getting a bit of moisture. It was overcast, so there's a bit of dew on some of the plants, and so they can pull it and get nice fresh water rather than going to these muddy wallows where buffalo and elephants have rolled around and defecated and urinated in. Much cleaner and probably tastier. But there you go, there's the little baby starting to play now. So you can see the little ones tackling each other, just like naughty little kids. And when they wake up in the morning, spurts of energy, and it's games of playing and running around, and you'll find they go up and down the trees and tackle one another, so it gets quite interesting. Oh, and some impalas also coming by the looks of it as well. So we're just going to go along a little bit and see if maybe we can get a little bit closer towards those baboons and see if there is anything. So you can see the baboons are running and they're kind of jumping in the grass there. So I wonder if they haven't spotted something. Let's just see. Yeah, there's another vehicle there, so it's very possible that maybe... looks like a cheetah is there. Isn't that amazing? So it looks like the baboons are going towards where that cheetah is. Let's go and have a look. It looks like the cheetah is trying to stand its ground, so we're going to just try to get there quickly. Looks like they're having a face-off. Now, a male baboon with a cheetah won't be that scared of it. It knows a cheetah is not nearly as aggressive towards it than it will be to something like a leopard, or lions would be far more of a threat. So this cheetah is maybe going to just try and stand its ground. You'll maybe get a little bit of hissing, but the baboons won't be too phased at all. Now this cheetah is probably going to have a rough time of it if the baboons are coming this way. And there come some impalas as well. I wonder if this cheetah is not going to chase these impalas. Look, the cheetah's chasing the impalas, look! But the baboons are chasing the cheetah. Isn't that amazing? So the baboons have completely ruined this cheetah's hunt. They've tried to chase these impalas, but the baboons have ended up chasing the cheetah, and now the cheetah's being chased all over the place. Searing and try and keep up with this cheetah. It's made its way up north now into this thicket. Well, that was good timing. Like I say, you can see the baboons are not too stressed. If this was a leopard, they would be going absolutely crazy. They wouldn't be anywhere near that animal. But with the cheetah, they know that the cheetah is not something to worry about nearly as much. So what an amazing sighting. It's been a very long time since I've seen cheetah being chased by baboons in the Sabi Sands, I can tell you that much. Both of them are not as easily seen. The baboon numbers have been quite low in the areas that I've worked in, so to see them chasing cheetah is quite something. Now, the cheetahs run into this thicket and the grass is very long, so hopefully we'll be able to find it again. Wasn't that insane? Amazing to see the cheetah trying to be opportunistic. So even though it's been cornered by the baboons, that instinct to hunt the impala is still there, and it went racing after the impalas, and that's what sparked the baboons into chasing it, because they know that it's a threat, and maybe they thought it was going to go after one of the young baboons, which would have been a big threat to the whole troop, and that's why the rest of them reacted like that. What a spectacular sighting. Now, it would have been incredible can you imagine if those baboons weren't there? We would have maybe seen that cheetah get absolutely into full speed. Just careful there, Dave. We've got some branches that are coming through. All right, we're just trying to negotiate our way through here. The nice thing is, just on the other side of this is another big clearing, so in all likelihood this cheetah is going to head towards that clearing. They like the clearings because they can see what's going on from a long way away. But it seems like it's still just the one there, so they still have not found each other, which is unfortunate in some regards. So the guys are just telling me that it's up ahead here somewhere, so I'm just trying to find a way in here. Like I say, you've got to be a bit careful because there's lots of branches and fallen over stumps inside this grass. So you've got to be a little bit wary of going over big stumps and damaging tires or something like that. So let's see if we can try and make our way in here. So, miniature mongoose, no, the baboons are not treating this as a game. They know it's a predator at the end of the day, and so they're being very wary about it. And they're trying to enforce that they are not to be hunted. So they're trying to show the cheetah, don't hunt me, don't try and come after me. I'm not worth being hunted because we are strong enough to chase you as a group. So that's basically what the message the baboons are trying to send is. So I'm trying to actually see where this cheetah is. Apparently it's somewhere here. Maybe on the other side of this termite mound. So we're going to just try and sneak in. Ah, there it is. I can actually just see the top of its ears. Just saying hello to some of the other guides. So we are in an area where some of the commercial lodges operate. And so I've worked with a lot of these guys for a long time. So it's just nice to say hello to them. So this cheetah's coming just in front of us here. I don't know if you see it there, Dave. Unfortunately, the grass is so long, all we see is ears at this stage. But just there, you can see its face peeking through. Now, you can imagine the camouflage here. So if it goes to a place where it opens out again, it can sit from these areas. And in this long grass, there's going to be no impalas that are going to see that. And you can also see why it's so difficult to spot them. So when we first got onto the plains, it was going to be quite tough. In grass like this, you can see this cheetah just absolutely melts away and becomes really tough to see. I'm just going to try and reposition us around the tree. Okay, so while we try and get ourselves into a good place to be able to view this cheetah, let's go back to Brent, who I believe has got some big pachyderms.